Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing with our hardcore solo self-found Necromancer in the Bestiary Flashback League. And that not capture that beastie. Didn't want to anyway. So, mods for this area are Harpies, Breaches and Spirits. Potentially a fun combination. So, we've arrived in Act 9. Act 9 proper, of course, no, the part after town. And goal for today is gonna kill a Scorpion Goddess Shakari, who is hidden somewhere far to the east, in her own private oasis. But before that, there's a couple of other things that need to be murderized. In between episodes I had another look at my gear and decided to make a couple of upgrades, shift some sockets around and just in general just improve things a little bit. I was over resisting the elemental resist quite a bit. Now my thinking was no, just prepare for after dealing with Kitava in Act 10. Oh, hello there, you ghostly possessed hair. But figured maybe it's better to sacrifice some of those redundant resistances, at least they're redundant right now, to improve my current health and armor and energy shield. So we have now more life, more energy shield. I think we gained about 200 points of energy shield. Armor, 2700 points at rest. With a Granite Flask, it goes up to 8000. And then together with the Basalt Flask, it's like an estimated 84% or so physical damage reduction. Of course, a large part of that is not completely accurate for large blows, because it's always assumes a 1.5 times the average damage of a monster of your own level as the damage for the armor prediction. So it's an indication, but it's not a guarantee. And bosses hit hard, so it's much less effective there. But still, no, we could muster up some decent physical damage mitigation if wanted. Hello there. Hey, I don't think I have a lynx yet. Now I do. A mountain lynx. So, in terms of gear, body armor is now this one. It's not really all that impressive, but it's mostly, you know, a decent amount of armor and energy shield on here, as well as a little bit of life at the cost of about 15 resistance points, which I think at this stage is a pretty decent trade-off. Then new shield, again, it has better stats than before. Had to sacrifice a little bit of resistances. Had the opportunity to craft some dexterity on here, so I could actually continue raising the level of Desecrate, so we can summon higher level specters again, which was pretty helpful. So all in all, that means more resistances. Fixed the sockets on the boots, and we now have Raging Spirit moved to the boots with Phantasms, minion damage, and I moved the decay from the skeletons down to Raging Spirits. So the skeletons now have a increased damage again, so they just hit harder all around. And it's the Raging Spirits, which no, I just summoned myself anyway, and we're only on a 3-link. So those now have decay in addition to the minion damage, and skeletons have minion damage as well. And then I would just shuffle the utility things to my hands, since those don't need falling. So, slightly improved the damage output of the temporary minions. Didn't get a 5-link, and I don't think it's worth using the prophecy just yet to turn the mediocre body armor I currently have into a 5-link. Of course, now if you're playing in Trade League, then go all out on buying just some cheap 5-links, because they are helpful. Or if you're rolling in currency, then no, you just create it, craft it. There's lots of goats flying about here. I mean, decay is mostly helpful for dealing with larger groups of tougher enemies, or just single enemies. It's just a little bit of extra damage. Enemies that run away, because it's just chaos damage over time. A decent chunk of it. But just having, but it doesn't stack with itself. That's the biggest downside of it. Also, I think we're stuttering a little bit. Okay, you go possess it. Thank you very much. It's always nice when the ghost possesses something just at the very final second. Then you get the reward, but you don't get the hassle of having to fight the ghost. It's a perfect combo. Look at that, another ghost. Touching things, are you actually possessing something? I don't think so. No idea. Ah, see, there you are. And a corrupted area. Monsters have fire resistance and a poison on hit. Well, say hello to all of my friends. Well, Raging Spirits do 50% fire damage. That's true. Okay, trap you. Ah, was on time. Dex Amulet. A little bit of poison is something we can deal with. For rest, the minions have a lot of life resistance, life regeneration. So they should not be too impressed with poison. Hello everybody. Doesn't seem very crowded in here. In fact, it's almost deserted, this place. It's convenient. No? You just roll up to the boss, say hello, take their loot, and then you roll out again. But a little bit of resistance would be appreciated. Oh, that's a net. Nets are good. Quetzal! Ah, that was too slow. I didn't realize that was capturable, or even realize that that was the boss. Oh well, such is the life of a beast catcher. Can't catch them all. I mean, they're beast, not Pokemon.
God bless you on this fine day, Exile.
Oh, hello there, Elrion. Here. Let's just say hello, and then... Ah, feed souls to the relic. That stacks very nicely with just murderizing the native population. Goes very, very quickly here. Ta-da! There we go. That's almost just free reputation status. Oh, gotta empty my pockets here. And yeah, let's just stash things away. Lots of little pieces of currency here today. Boop, doop. Good. I definitely noticed the further you get in, the higher acts, the currency shards you get from the harbingers also starts to get better. Got 2 orbs of horizon completed now, so I can reroll maps with that. Hey, you are capturable. Tier 3 talisman, sure.
This one is captured. I will take it.
Breach. Hello. Okay. Ghost, when you go, meet each other, please. Wait. I'm not quite sure what the Ghost's game plan was, but it didn't possess the Wendigo, did it? Ah well. Breach your clock. It that watches, it that whispers, all not all. Haha. Okay, got a decent density of enemies here. Let's just prematurely flask up here. Clasped hands, I approve. Open it. Oh. Other one as well. Oh, come on. I want to grab it. Yes. So far, pretty good. Okay. And some splinters of all metal. All net all. I think this is actually getting caught by my loot filter rule for nets. Because I got a catch-all rule for nets. And their currency, and they have net in their name. So we're wondering, why are the on the tall splinters looking differently from the other breaches? But that's because they're currency. That's kind of funny. Let's see, we got ourselves our Fidelitas Spike here. It does lightning damage, no physical damage. Just a shock, increased Herald of Thunder buff effect. So dual wield those and you got a pretty decent bonus from the Herald of Thunder. Oh, most important thing, survived the fight. Got some splinters. And now we are here in the Bestiary Deserts. Rogue exiles, invaders, bosses and abysses. Say hello to that abyss. Okay. And then let's trigger this thing and let's ride the abyss. Okay, and something currency dropped. Okay, stuff is raining down on me. That's probably Ona doing his thing, their thing. I have no idea. Well, as usual, the Abyss and Minion combo definitely helps me sustain my flask usage here. And we got ourselves an Abyssal Trove. In the process,
of immense power.
Lots of enemies got murderized. And I don't really care about all the other items. Let's go back. Still net. Hey Joel. Oh, with chance. Haha. How's it? Yeah. So, there's two exits here. One leads forwards into the rest of the act. One is currently blocked by a wall of winds. We need this sort of storms? Yeah, Stormblade. To slice through the winds. And get ourselves access to the Scorpion Goddess. So find we shall this blade. And slice through the wind we can do. Well, first we need to put the wind in a jar, I think. And then give it to the two loot collectors in town. Oh, you know, that cute couple that always finishes each other's sentences. Really, really adorable. Hey, look at that. Hey, wait. Also, look at all the dinosaurs. They're still funny. Oh, didn't realize that was a rare. Sorry, rare. Could have caught you. Now you're dead. Ooh, Platinum Scepter. Ooh, Singularity. It's a nice one. I like Singularity. Currency everywhere. Currency as far as the eye can see. It's always the difficulty of determining the direction. Ah, there we go. Simple steel nets. And Singularity Platinum Scepter. Adds lightning damage to spells, increase casting speed, reduce mana cost of skills. Nearby enemies are hindered with 25% reduced movement speed, and you deal increased damage with hits and ailments against hindered enemies. So if you yourself deal damage and you do hindering, note this works kind of well with a Blight setup, I suspect. Oh, hello. Let's trap you, murder you, put you in a jar.
I now will take the captured beast to the menagerie.
Okay, Hardy Mask. I like that. Still got some space. This is the way forward. Yeah, foothills. Takes a bit of time to get there. But if you found the foothills, that means we probably should be heading even further to the east to find ourselves the Wall of Winds. Let's see, yeah. So coming back to the scepter, the hindering, it's also a side effect of using the wither semi-curse thing. That also hinders things. And I think Blight also hindered. So if you got a build that uses all those with no 1 or 2 platinum scepters, then you got a decent damage multiplier there. It's 73% goes up to 80%. And everything that gets near you gets hindered anyway. And Blight is already a relatively short range spell, so the chances of getting enemies in range are pretty decent. Also, items everywhere. You know what, we'll toss that one out. Now we grab this. And then empty pockets. So what was this? A gore breaker. Extra gore, increased stun duration. The works. So it seems to be raining uniques today. Happy fun times. Yeah, those are splinters, and then everything else is just a currency that is easily stashified. Also, let's get rid of some of these scrolls, just so it doesn't overflow. And then we can pick this one up again. Yo, be gone. And another abyss. Yep, let's trigger this, and it goes forward. Okay, so abyss, if you could take a turn to the right. Yes, thank you very much. That's the direction I still needed to scout. So it's always nice when the abyss goes where you want. You could just attach a remote control to an abyss and just send it the way you want. That would be perfect. Of course. Now that I was happy about the direction, the abyss of course goes the other way. You just can't win with those things. On the other hand, enemies I have a difficult time winning as well, because my army is large. Oh, I'm taking damage. Oh, bleeding, yeah. Bleeding, not good. But you should look at those other guys. They really had a rough time of it. Also, there's something over there. Got specimens. Ah, that's a high level tier. We came there. There was nothing special over there. Good. Exclamation points usually means let's do this. Storm weathered chest. Well, look at that. I think we were looking for it. Orb of alchemy. Okay. And then we trigger it and we have some more fun. Getting outnumbered. Well, not really. Nice thing about a mini build, of course. It's difficult to get outnumbered. Very difficult. There is one upside to having the Raging Spirits on a 4-link rather than a 3-link. look at my mana. It's not full anymore. So I actually can drink my Service Last Breath and get a little bit of life leech or life recovery from that one if I need it. Which, though, before I was kind of maxing out my life or my mana all the time, so the flask had no effect. Now I actually have a 2.5 healing flasks here, so to say. And look at that, that is where we need to be. So, might as well just empty my pockets again. Stormblade is for these lovely folks. And I'll just take this wand. Sure, not really helpful. As I said, not really helpful for me. I mean, a wand with casting speed is better.
Good luck.
Especially now that I don't need the bonus for AGMs. Mana regen, maybe some extra casting speed. That's probably all you really want.
Goodbye.
And look at that, bottled store. It's so nice when everybody works together. And now we have the keys to the kingdom. Look at that. One oasis. What I remember from going through this area with my original version of the builds, the one I played a bit in base Bestiary, is that I should slow down and not rush through the corridor where the Scorpion Queen's tail awaits you. Since it's very annoying to get the timing right once you've gone past her. I went through there too quickly. You really should just play the game and actually pretend like you're interacting with the tail. Otherwise, that corridor really gets confused. Oh, we are in a new area, aren't we? Yes. So we got strong boxes, we got breaches, and we got bloodlines. Aha, and I was in time. Capturing an adolescent Rex. Roa, something. Rex, not Roa, Rex. 3 rare monsters and additional magic items. Sure. And a level. That is nice. That's actually very convenient just before the boss fight. Yay. And there we are. Because what we're looking for here is unnatural calm. 1893 becomes 2001. A Space Odyssey energy shield. Don't get a Space Odyssey with your energy shield, but it's an interesting number nonetheless. Okay, incoming yellow. Let's just throw the nets and catch you before you throw ravens at me. Wonderful.
This is a fine capture.
This is a fine capture. Looking to capture a Scorpion. Actually, Scorpion is a goddess, so you can't capture her.
This one is captured. I now will take it.
Okay. Still kind of funny that the cages with skeletons are just wandering here in the desert. Seems like an odd place for cages with skeletons in them. Unless these Dino Riders have some really odd habits. Superior Flask, that's always nice to sell. And look at that, another bridge. And the flow is pretty decent here. Enemies come swarming in. Oh, hello there. Diamond Shrine. Always crits, which is not helpful for a build that itself doesn't attack, but hey. see. Can we score some hands here today? Okay. Put those hands in the air. Or on the ground. There, clasped hands. Haha. Okay, let's not stand in the tornado. Tornado bad. And there we are again. Devout chainmail. Sure, why not? Actually, that's a wand that's not really helpful. As I said, it's not the wands with the implicits are the ones I really care about. Or the implicit casting speed. Not for the rest. Meh. Ooh, red beastie. Let's take a little bit of time to just walk around it, clear as many distractions as possible. Croakers. And this is a person on a dino, not a dino with a person on it, and therefore you can't capture it. And there is our red beastie, a desert chieftain, ape thing. Very rare, very rare. You see it here in its natural habitats. Okay. Oh, pretty decently actually. Okay, and then let's try and capture it. Yes, haha! Can create a unique claw. If only that was what I wanted.
I now will take the captured beast to the menagerie.
Still haven't unlocked the recipe for unique boots with blood crafting, funny enough. That's the one big downside of the blood crafting system. The unlocks are random, the ingredients are random. So it's helpful if you get the right things, but otherwise, nope. Hello, Queen of the Sands. Kill Shakari. Okay. Caustic Strike. Keep moving to remove this debuff. Yes, okay, that works. Okay, and then let's play a game of Follow That Tail. Tail that tail. Then we take out the add-ons. And then only once the tail moves on, is it good to move on myself. Because if you just run past the tail, then tail's not gonna follow you, tail's just gonna wait. And it gets really, really confusing. Because I had expected that you could just run through here if you were fast enough to then just ignore this and just go straight into the fight, but no, that's not entirely how it works. So I believe this boss has both a chaos as well as a physical damage component to it. So having more armor than I had at the end of last episode definitely will be helpful. Also just having more life and energy shield to tank hits, it helps. Well, energy shield and chaos doesn't help of course, but it does help for the physical component. And having a gazillion and a half minions helps as well as a distraction, so I know she's gonna try to hurt the minions some of the times rather than me. And now swallowing sands. Let's do the actual fight. Okay, you wanted to move around for the chaos debuff if you got that on you. Standing still, not very, very great. Good thing is I have a lot of minions that can attack when I'm running for my life. But no, those moments when I'm standing still, pretty good for just keeping your flasks up, putting raging spirits in the air. And then when Shakari stands, Shakari's gonna go down. There we go. We killed Sin's daughter. Wait, probably shouldn't be that cheerful about it.
Rest, my child. Be free from the torments of immortality.
Well, 5% reduced chaos damage taken, reduced chaos damage taken while in a caustic cloud. This would have been very useful, you know, back when we were going for Duedre's sewers. No, last act, then it would have been helpful. No, not so much. So, well, that's Sin's daughter down. Then next up his wife, isn't it? So one big happy family reunion. But first, another skill point. So just picking up some of the energy shield notes here. Some of the other things. Then let's see, trade-off. I'm gonna focus a little bit more on the minions, just increasing their damage even further to take down bosses even faster. Damage output's pretty decent at this point, I'd say. So instead, focusing on going for some more survivability is probably going to be helpful, because all the low-hanging fruit is gone, so Written in Blood is going to be the next one. I mean, level 67 already, so we are getting closer to maps, so you want to be at your tankiest where possible. But that's it. I think this is actually going to be a good point to call at the end of the episode. We managed to clear the bottom half of Act 9. So next up is the slog through the foothills to get access to the corrupted Trinity. Which maybe it's 1, maybe 2 episodes. We'll just have to see about that. But for now though, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.